Hey everybody, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. This episode is my trying to fix a pressure pump off a pressure power washer. This is a Excell 2500 PSI pressure washer. This actually worked great. I used it for probably 5 hours straight cleaning my deck, my PVC fence, and the railings. And it worked flawlessly for 5 hours or so. I actually sold this thing. And the guy that bought it brought it back the next day saying that something went kablooey and it doesn't work. What am I going to do? The guy knows where I live. I had an extra one. I didn't want to give his money back, you know what I mean? And so I just gave him another power washer to basically keep him quiet, you know? In the meantime, it's fine. You know, I have an opportunity to check this out and see what the story is. So when I did remove the pump, right, as you saw from one of my other episodes, it was busted for sure. This part here is busted over here, busted over there. That part is actually missing. I don't even know where it is. And it has these things. These two things here were busted too. And warped. See? So my buddy Jason over at TITESEAL Performance, go check out his YouTube channel. He told me through YouTube comments, and I talk to him on a regular basis too, that he just dismantled a pressure washer, and that's the exact pump that I need for this. So while I don't know if his works, right, I know that my pump worked prior to the kablooey, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle his, take the two parts that I need for this and put it back together again, put it back on the machine, and see if we can have some success in salvaging this power washer. If it doesn't work, this power washer engine will go on a lawnmower frame and convert it into a lawnmower. So right now I'm going to dismantle this one right there, the new one, and take the parts off. I know this is going to be a messy job, so very rarely do I put on gloves, but this is going to be so messy that I can't even touch the camera with my hands, you know what I mean? Oh, son of a bitch. Well, there goes those gloves. Got my impact with my torque attachment on there. Wouldn't it be funny if this pump was completely, perfectly working? But there's a reason why Jason took it apart, right? That didn't work. That's an assumption, of course. Either way, this makes for a good video. That one was really tight. Okay, so all the torque bolts are out of here. There's 8 of them that hold the top part of the assembly with the bottom part of the assembly to the top part. This thing just goes there. Look at that. How about that? They're both identical. Push that. They both look good, except look. This one here has this thing in there, and my original one doesn't. What's up with that? See? This one was empty. This worked great. This one has this thing in there. This is called a pulse hose. I really don't know what that does. It doesn't go anywhere. See? Just looking at these two assemblies here. I really don't know what I'm looking at because, you know, I don't mess with power washers almost ever. This is like the first in-depth repair I'm doing with a pressure washer, you know. I really don't have much experience with pressure washers whatsoever. But this one looks good. Anyway, so we're going to move this stuff over here. I mean, I don't know if I should. Because this one looks good, you know. But I knew that this one worked, and I don't know if this one worked. So the obvious thing is to move this stuff over here. So look, I'm going to take this off slowly, and I put it this way. See, like that. There's a bearing over here. So it's this part here. These two metal plates, and this that needs to go in here. Or I just need this part here. See? So if I just take off this and that, I can slide this assembly right onto there. I'll do that. Let's make sure we get this right here, see? This is like this. Those are pointed towards this thing. Go. This is that part. Comes this part here. And you've got a bearing that's in here. Doesn't look like that comes out. I mean, it could, but it's difficult. But I'm kind of looking for those two rings. I don't seem to have those two rings here. You know what I mean? Oh boy. Stripped. Of course it can't be easy for me. Something has to happen. I see. Look at that. That's how the pump works. To remove this thing here, I'm going to have to take this off because this is stripped. I can't get that off. So I'll have to put this entire assembly onto here. I'm not going to try to get this off because if that thing couldn't get it off, you know, trying to get this nut out is going to be really difficult, you know. So I'm just going to trash this part here, use this one. To take this off, I'll have to get one of these ends off to make room to slide it out. Son of a gun. Just when I was about to get that off, this one strips. Unbelievable, guys. Why? Somebody trying to screw with my head. Alright, well, if I can't get that one off, I'm going to have to remove this one then. There's always a way. Alright, I have to be careful not to strip this one. This better not strip, because this is the last one. Thank goodness. Doesn't matter which side. Where did that come from? Not fit perfectly in there. That's got to be where it's from. Because I didn't see that with this. Uh-huh. See how that's busted there? Unless that was a cover for that. You know what? That's what it was. No, it's stuck in there. There it goes. So this was here. It's just a cover for that. Okay. This thing goes in here. Okay, if I put it like that, just put it like this. bottom. I still don't see those two rings anywhere though. You following what I'm saying? I don't know where those two rings are. Jason's one didn't have it. Unless, see, these two things? I don't see them on this. I think maybe these two rings came out of this bearing or something, and that one's packed inside there. That doesn't look the same. I think that's what it is. How did these two come out of there? That's crazy. All right, so now I'm kind of confused. Just go in like that. Was this underneath there first? I think this was underneath this. Yep, that fits perfectly there like that. So I got to take this back off again. Put that in there. You know what? I think I need grease in there, don't I? I think I do. I'm gonna get Doug Leap's grease gun that he gave me a while back, and I just bought a cartridge for that. So I'm gonna figure out how to put that in. So much for not getting my hands dirty, huh? All right, got a little piece of it already. So I've got my grease gun now, and this is the first time I'm ever loading it, okay? So I'm assuming that the pressure from this, there's a spring-loaded thing, and when you pull it out, it's spring-loaded, so there's pressure, right? Pull it all the way. So then in here is a rubber thing with a screw, and I assume that when you push the trigger it lets out air, so it pushes it in. This is a general purpose grease cartridge that I got from Harbor Freight Tools. or 387 or something like that. Over here it says remove cap and place this end in the gun first. So now it's nice and open. You can see the grease in there, right? But then there's this thing here where lift tab and pull up. So if you put this into the gun, do they mean that this is the gun? Or is that the gun? This is the tube, right? So you put this end in first. That's what it says. Remove cap, place this end in the gun. This is the gun. Oh no. Right? This is the gun. But then, I don't think it makes any difference. I'm going to open this. Pull it open. It's the same end. I assume this goes in here because it has the rubber stopper thing. I don't know, that doesn't seem like it fits. This end in the gun. Does this fit better? This fits better. So it's got to be. They consider this the gun? Hey, see, now that fits much better, see? Of course, I read the instructions to this, right? It doesn't say anything about a cartridge. It says if you have a tub of bulk grease, take it and you suck it, whatever, and then there's a machine that you dispense it in here. I don't know, but it has no instructions on how to put a cartridge in. I guess it's supposed to be super easy to put it in a cartridge. I mean, I guess that was easy enough. So do I push this down to let that go in, or does this do it itself? Let's see. So this pumps air into it, I guess. I don't really feel any resistance. I just feel air. I don't feel anything. Oh boy. Should I depress this? I depressed that and it pushed in a little. I don't know, guys. I don't get it. I think I loaded it right. I mean, both ends have grease. Both ends are open. Do I push this in? Wow, I can't believe I can push this all the way in. How can I push this all the way in? Where's all that grease going? Wow, that's all the way in. Well, now I'm feeling something. So Henry, what was your video about? How to put grease into a grease gun. It took me forever. Alright, so look, now it comes out. So, alright, now I'm just gonna put a little grease here. Alright, thanks Doug. Seems to work just fine. There was a little bit of a learning curve for me. I've never done it before, so thank you. I'm gonna use this in all my videos when I need grease. So that was Doug Bleep from Doug's Mowers and Blowers in Altoona, Pennsylvania. You guys need small engine repair on that side of the map, feel free to give Doug Bleep a call. Tell him Henry from Mowers and Blowers sent you. I'm assuming I should put some grease here too. Why not? Grease doesn't hurt anything. You could eat grease. You know, I had I say sometimes that you can drink WD-40. There's a guy that actually commented and says, you can't drink WD-40, you die. I says, dude, I know that. I'm kidding, man. Unbelievable. You gotta be really dumb if you actually will go and try and drink it. You know what I'm saying? But Henry, we think what you say is the truth. No, you don't get a joke, then you shouldn't be watching. Do me a favor, if you can't get that joke, don't watch. Just a random sampling of the population, guys. You can't expect everybody to be normal. There are nut jobs out there. Not everybody's normal. I'm not saying I'm normal. Not everybody does this, right? I'm not going to tighten this yet. I just want to figure out where everything goes. And even then, I'm not sure. I'm still a little worried about this. I haven't seen this yet. Does this go like that? And this goes like that? No. This has got to go here first. Then that. No, that doesn't fit then. Shoot. How did that go? Doesn't seem right. Where does this go? And where is this on there? How come I only have one? Alright, so I'm officially confused. I don't know where this goes. Could this have been underneath this? Has to, because this will not fit there, no matter what. Right? This only fits like that into the other one. And the shaft holds it. I have a feeling this was underneath there. I'm just going to try. You guys even see this? sort of. There. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. That actually seems right, but then it's a having backwards. No, it's not right because the holes don't match up. It's too high. That feels right. It just doesn't seem right. This makes more sense. Doesn't line up though. You know what, guys? I might have to look at my other video and show how this works.
Henry, that's 2 days in a row the dog didn't bark.
That's unbelievable.
I think so, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
No man ever picks up all my packages. I guess they're supposed to. Alright, so I don't know, man. I just don't get it. This definitely fits here, okay? Because it doesn't fit there. But if this went like that, it doesn't match the holes. This goes like this. No way that fits like that. Doesn't fit. This one backwards. That doesn't it. Any which way you spin it, this thing doesn't fit in there like that. It just doesn't feel right, and it doesn't fit. So maybe this doesn't go there. It just goes there. That fits, but not that well. I have this backwards. Why? Why? That fits right there. See? This does fit like that. No way does this just sit like that. There's no way. And that does fit like that. Does this just move around like that? Yes, it just does. See that? It doesn't even line up. It's too high. Where does this go? This fits like that. This fits like that. And then it'll fit perfectly. But where does this go? You guys see my conniption right here? I mean, unless I already have that in here. You know what? I think I do. I think this is the old one, and it was in there. And because this thing broke off, this thing came out. See? So I think this is already in there. I see. You see this? This was in here like that. See that? That's where that was. And that was in there. So the ball bearings had all come out and stuff like that, even though I don't know where they are. See what I'm saying? So this is just the ball bearing casing. That's all that is. Alright. I'm glad I figured that out. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble it, okay? Fits perfectly. Very messy. Sorry guys, I know this video is going to be long, but I wanted to show exactly how I did it without cutting. So all you have to do is I just you know, had to figure out, you know, why that one had that round ring, and that ring doesn't fit anywhere. And I realized that, where are the other parts from the other one? You know, why don't I see the same parts? Or the parts were, because it was broken. That was the part. Oh, here's some trivia for you guys. Who's old enough to remember what this was? Who recognizes this? I bet you nobody's going to get this. Nobody. You'd have to be my age to know what this is. There's no way you're going to know. Write in the comments if you guys know where this is from. I'm not giving you any more hints. I was going to give you another hint, but forget it. I'm going to make it tough. Alright, I think that's it. This pump was working, okay? It's just this part broke. So I've just replaced that part. That was the only part I needed. Hopefully if we reassemble this, it'll work. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten everything slowly. You guys think I forgot anything? These are the seals for this one. So this one had a bad bearing, okay? And also that outer, whatever you call it, was busted. I still don't know what that's from. I mean, I'm assuming it's from the bearing, you know, inside the bearing. Is that supposed to be loose like that? I suppose if I tighten this, it'll go in. But this is supposed to just move left and right. Like that. Just have to tighten things up, that's all. So that's how you take apart a pump. It really isn't that hard. I mean, if you have a little bit of technical know-how, you'll see how things kind of work, you know. That's tightening. I'm going to go slow because I've stripped it before. cross pattern. Make sure you're even on everything. That one's kind of tight, and I don't know why. It's not completely tight. I'm going to torque them down with a wrench. Hey, maybe I'll use my new torque wrench. I wouldn't know what the specs are for this anyway. I don't think I loosened that. Yep, that was a stripped one. This side. Alright, they're all tight but not torque tight, okay? See how that works? Anyway, I'm gonna torque those bolts down a little bit more. Just hand torqued them down, and they're nice and tight now. Now I'm going to try to install it back onto the power washer. This is going to be tricky because there's a keyway. No, that's not right. I don't see a keyway. Is there supposed to be something there? I'm super confused now. Needed a crankshaft adapter with a keyway in it. I'm glad I didn't throw this away. I have to loosen that. This has a small little screw in there with an Allen, and that's to tighten the keyway. Yeah, that fits on nicely. And you just tighten it a bit so it won't move. Okay. Now the trick is to line up the holes with that that cam thing in there. See, I don't even know if this is, I can see through there. I want to try to line up the hole first. That's what I want to do. See this part here? It's not lined up with this thing. Stick it in, it wouldn't fit. Yep, it's not even lined up. Let me line up the holes first. Got the crankshaft bolt in all the way through. Lined it up. And yes, I saved the bolts. There's 4 of them that attach the pressure pump housing to the bottom of the frame of the engine block. 4 of them. And from what I remember, it was a pain to get off because there's hardly any room for your hand to get in there, no less a wrench, you know. So this is going to take some doing. I'll spare you guys from the agony. Okay, just tighten the 4 bolts down there, here, one there, one on the other side. And now I just need to tighten that main crankshaft bolt. And it's a 5/8. That's it. It moved until it spun the crankshaft. Now I'm going to take it to the backyard and connect the hose to it. What do you guys think? Did I fix it? As you can see, my backyard is pretty clear now. I only have the Scott's, the John Deere, the 13.5 Craftsman rear engine riding mower was sold. The Craftsman USMC Marine one was sold along with the trailer. Sold another trailer. The LT 1500 is gone and the Poulon is gone. All I have is the LTV 10. My Beauty with the trailer, my GT 6000, and the Murray Ultra in the garage. I only have 5. Can you believe that? I only have 5 lawn tractors left. I sold a lot. It feels good to clear it out, guys. It's a relief, really. All right, I've connected the water hose and the air gun to it. Choke, full run. builds up so much pressure, you know? It does stall because it builds up so much pressure it can't handle it. See that? I almost have to lower the throttle. Here we go. Success, success. I tell you, success. We got that power washer running now, and thanks to Jason of TITESEAL Performance, we got this thing all worked out. Thanks a lot for the pump, Jason. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad I could get that going. You know, use the parts from your old pump. Fixed my broken pump, and we rebuilt that pump. You know, it really wasn't all that hard. You know, it was my first time rebuilding a pump, so kind of a good accomplishment today on this power washer. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day.